Some things in watch collecting are so controversial you can't even talk about them. Is it Tudor a poor man's Rolex? Is IWC too big for my wrist? Is a Grand Seiko just a Seiko? There's so many different ways you can get controversial in this hobby. It's not even a joke. I've seen it. I've seen comments of hate. I've seen comments of love. I've seen comments of defiance. It's crazy. And typically doing controversial things and talking about controversial subjects is what I love to do. You will see that very often with the polls I'm posting. Many times, by design, I have these polls in a way that there's always something missing. For example, when I posted the poll about watch case and I asked you about the diameter, the thickness, or the lug to lug, many of you came and said, well, a combination of all the above. And that would be probably the best answer. But I don't want to know that. I know that a combination of all these things is probably the best answer. I want to know what's the one thing that you guys think is more important than others. Another good example is when I asked you about the best dial color for one watch. If you had only one watch, and you said that I'm missing black, but I'm missing black on purpose. I had in that question white, blue, and green, and black was missing. And many of you got upset. Black is the best color if I had only one watch. Do you think I don't know that? I know that. The reason why I'm not asking is because I know that if I had black, most of you would pick black. I want to know what's the second best. Many times I'm asking what watch is closer to Rolex, for example. What brand? Is it IWC close to Rolex? Is it Breitling? Is it closer to a Tudor than Rolex? I'm asking these kind of questions all the time because I want to know where you stand in various issues. That gives me a good sense of what you guys like and what I can post about, what thumbnails I can use. All these are very important questions for me because I want to give you what you want. At the same time, I don't want to fall into the trap, into trying to please everyone without thinking what I like. And what I like is many times different than what you like. I'll give you another example. We talk about gold watches. Many don't like gold watches. I personally, the older I get, the more I like gold and two-tone watches. I asked you also this question. I said, with my own money, I would rather buy, and I gave you 4 options. PVD, gold-plated, gold-capped, and solid gold watch. Like expected, most of you said solid gold watch. Who wants a PVD watch that will scratch in the future and then you're going to have to either do the PVD all over again or just live with a scratched watch? Same goes with gold plating. It depends on the gold plating, of course, how thick that is. The gold cap doesn't have this issue for the most part, but then your friends are going to know that you didn't have the money to buy the solid gold. So most of you picked the solid gold. The only guy, though, that went on the comments and answered this correctly, in my opinion, was this guy. I'm going to put his comment somewhere here, where he said that it really depends. If this watch is solid gold and is like $5,000, I can't remember exactly the comment, I'm paraphrasing here, that's a great opportunity. And if it's $400 and it's PVD, that's also a great buy. So it really depends. And it reminded me, a professor I had when I started design school at this point 15 years ago. And she came the first day in and she was talking a little bit about her background and everything. And then towards the end, she asked this question: what is the perfect size of a house for a family? Many of us jumped saying square footages. And in the end, when she got all the answers, she stopped. She said, you guys are all wrong. And we were all shocked. We gave every answer you can imagine. And she said, you didn't even know how many people, how many members are in that family. What are the needs? Are they boys and girls, only boys, the kids? Do they even have kids? I never said anything like that. Where do they live? How expensive is the house? Can they get more house or less house? Do they drive cars? Do they need a garage or not? It's a bunch of questions that determine the final answer. So what she said, and I found later to be true, is that the only correct answer that you can give in 99% of the questions out there is it depends. So when it comes to watches, is a 44 millimeter Breitling too big? It depends. It might be too big for you. There's guys that are 6'5" and 300 pounds. They make that thing look like a 36 Explorer. I can guarantee you that. I see these comments on this channel all the time. Is Tudor a poor man's Rolex? If you are a millionaire, maybe it is. But for normal guys like me, it's just an amazing luxury watch. It's luxury. It's thousands of dollars. I get comments here all the time from people from other parts of the world. About 39% of you are within the US, and the rest is a global audience, guys. So there's people that answer in the questions down below, and they say, I aspire one day to buy a Tudor. And we sit here talking about Tudor being a poor man's Rolex. So it depends on your situation. Where do you live in the world? How safe is to walk outside with an expensive watch, with a gold watch or gold looking watch? What is the minimum salary, the base salary on your country? How much money do you make? What's your income to debt ratio? What other obligations do you have in life? Do you have kids? Do they have to go to college? Did you buy a car? Did your car break down? Are you too big? Are you too thin? Are you too short? Are you too tall? Do you like dress watches or do you like sports watches? It all depends. Do you like complications or you don't like complications? I personally like busy watches. I like complications. I used to love thick, big watches because it made me feel that my money bought something. Lately, I find myself moving to thinner, smaller cases. Not small, tiny. I'm talking like 40, 42, between there. But thin, under 13 millimeters. That's just me now. It used to be different. In the future, I might change my mind again. I used to dislike gold watches, and lately I find myself liking more and more gold watches and gold two-tone watches. I even entertain the idea of buying a PVD watch because I don't know, especially if it's a dress piece, how often I will be wearing it. Like I said in previous videos, my circumstances are such that I work in an office environment with people that know a couple of things about watches. I see nice watches around me all the time, but these people are typically above my level. Do I want to be seen with an expensive gold watch at that setting? What will that mean for my future in that company? Will they say this guy has it well, so we don't need to promote him? We don't need to give him anything extra? Who knows? I talked about these issues before. So it really depends. And I think the sooner we understand that watch collecting, every watch collector is like a snowflake. Everybody's different. We might look from a distance and group all of us and say we're watch collectors, but everyone has individual needs, likes, and circumstances. And the sooner we understand that, the more our comments will be more polite, the less stress we're going to have when we're thinking about things. You know how many times I was thinking about watches, the way that I would be perceived by others by wearing a certain watch or buying a certain watch? I can't tell you how many times I did that. I did that mistake. I'm talking by experience. But I'm different. I like different things. Like I said in the past, I have 2 kids, young kids. I have a young family. I'm not where I will be in the next 10 years. Hopefully somewhere much better. I don't know. But I don't know. Until I get there, I won't know. So for now, a Tudor is a great watch to have. A Breitling is a great watch to have. An entry-level Rolex is a great watch to have for me. Your circumstances may be different. I know that others comment here and they say that all they can afford is G-Shocks and they love them. So who am I to tell them no? Do I know their circumstances? No. Do I know their taste? No. Do I know where they're using their watches? No. If I like dress watches and you are in the military, how are you going to use a dress watch in a military setting? But this mindset of asking always the question and saying it depends is the only right answer when it comes to watches. Always ask, why am I the way I am? Why am I thinking the way I am? What are the circumstances that led me to believe the things I believe, to buy the watches I'm buying, and why somebody else might be thinking in a different way. So going back to my professor, I think that the only correct answer to watch collecting is it depends. That's all for today, guys. Let me know what you think about this topic. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one. Ciao.